Okay. It's gonna be perfect. I promise you. It won't be ratchet. Make sure that.
Watch your back.
Yeah, watch your back. Air aerobatic. Welcome back to It's a Treat When Players Meet podcast, starring your host, Prince the P, the P, the P, the P, the P. And tonight we we have a legend in the building, a legend, an icon, a literally walking legend. My big brother, the king of disco, the king of singing,
It's dark disco.
the
King of the dark disco.
the king of dark disco, the king of dark
Yeah, that's it
disco,
right there.
legendary man. You got to take notes from this man. You know what I mean? I could go on and on and on, man. I could go on for hours and days, but I'm gonna make it short. My big brother, Drago, welcome, man. This is a blessing. This is a literally you literally are blessing the podcast right now. Literally, you making it legendary right now. You have no idea.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you. How you been? You been all right?
Good, good. I'm good. I'm
Nice,
good.
nice, very nice.
He always has that stuff on too. You always got that outfit on.
I mean, you know what? You have to dress to impress because you never know who you're gonna meet. Whatever. Sometimes I used to go out and I mean, not to say I don't have my dress down days, but whenever I know that I could end up in something like crazy, I make sure that you know I'm somewhat dressed. So, yeah, I mean, your looks are the first thing, and your clothes are the first thing that people see about you. So it's always good to maintain the look that you want to be treated. If you want to be treated good, then you better be looking good. By the way, I have a new clothing line, Castle, coming out soon. If you are having problems with looking good, we over at Castle would love to contribute to your wardrobe.
Literally, hey, you said that perfect. I go, you legendary. But yeah, man, you guys got to tune in, take notes. You know, like I said before, if you haven't been on my other YouTube, make sure you follow his Instagram. You know, it'll be in the description right here. Make sure you follow his journey, listen to his music because this is a one of a kind type of genre he's doing. You know, it's new. It's actually new, or it's not new, but it's
I wouldn't say it's new. I would just, as the future goes on, I just want to say that when I started the Doctor's career, I just wanted to take the best things of the music that I felt needed to stay around and needed to come back. So, it's just between disco, which is, you can never get past the soul of disco and R&B. And, everything's come back to the house music and the electronic. So before I even got in that, I already had a background of, pop, R&B, hip hop, and soulful, disco music. So I basically just tried to, disco, it means a party. So I basically just tried to recreate the disco from back then, just darker aesthetic, darker bass lines, darker keys and whatnot, but still maintaining the lightness and the soul of disco. So just mix it between a little bit of everything,
yeah. And
Disco is a big party, mate.
It-
We want to keep the party rolling, baby.
it's number one. You hear it everywhere, even in elevators, like you
Of course.
restaurant, shopping
Yeah.
centers.
I mean, I started off as a dancer, so
Yeah, you do know how to dance
I
really
mean,
well. Yeah.
we're all right. It's all about it's called dance music for a reason. I mean, I as much as I love the DJs and the people, I don't need everybody to just sit there and take videos of me. I at my parties, I believe at the Dark Disco, we are heavily thinking about putting stickers over phones. Because I found out in the clubs that I have been, because I've partied around the world, and the best clubs are the ones that they cover the stickers, because you're not thinking about your phone. You dance more. You're more into meeting people, and I believe that's what we go out to the party to do. I mean, take pictures and videos with your memory. You know.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
real. That's real. And you just literally just got you were on tour with Coldplay, and you got to explain how that experience is, because Coldplay is huge, and you literally were performing in front of 200,000, hundreds of thousands of people. So I just want to know like how that experience was. That is like like people just wish to be like on stage and like doing that. Like, how did it feel? Like,
Um, it felt amazing. Obviously, it was a pinnacle moment in my career, and I had been. It actually reminded me. Like the first day was a bit nervous because I have to figure out what this is gonna be. I've never performed in front of these people. I want to do it right, because I feel as though, like, for Chris Martin to contact me and personally call me and text me and like, "Oh, we're happy for you to be on this tour with us," or whatever. I just kind of didn't want to let him down. So the first day, I just was more, let me not mess this up. So, and let me see what's going on. And then once I got out there, it just took me back to the open mic nights, because we used to have open mic nights back in LA. Shout out to OGP.
shout out to you
Yeah,
for real.
and back in LA, we would we would have events and whatnot, and like open mic nights, R&B live, all those types of stuff. The people who know about the R&B lives back then, that's where it was. It was real R&B lovers, real singers up in there, and you're on the stage, and it's an intimate performance, and it's just like you really kind of bounce off and feed off the other people on stage or the musicians or whatnot. So at first, when I'm backstage and getting everything going, I believe I was more ready for the moment than nervous, and a lot of my friends were telling me like, "Yo, are you nervous? You're about to go out stage." My method is I just downplay everything. Even if it is what it is, like, you can. I don't make it as big of a deal as other people make it. So that way I don't succumb to the moment. I'm just, "Yo, you're about to go out in front of 75,000 people." I mean, well, it's gonna be dark, and I say, well, it's gonna be dark, so I'm not gonna see the people like that anyway. So I'm just gonna lock in. Okay, well, So I don't think about. I just try to downplay everything as much as possible, and breathe. And most people don't breathe. Most people forget to breathe.
Yeah, that's the most important part. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are certain things that people just do. There's
Mm-hmm.
some dudes who just play basketball, and it's like, how
Yeah.
can a dude shoot threes in front of people yelling at him?
Yeah.
He just does that. You get me?
Yeah.
There's some people who just do what they do, and I do what I do. But I mean, as the tour went along, second day I got better. Third day, Denver, I got better. The second day, I believe, was my favorite performance out of all of them, because I get down on knees and they got down, so
Yeah.
that was fun.
Legendary. That was legendary.
Yeah, Willow was cool. Aliana, everybody.
Yeah, Willow
Her
Smith.
whole and Chris Martin's whole team was just brilliantly nice. It was very nice, and they made me feel very like comforting. And me and my whole team, they took care of us, and everybody was just nice on the whole set, very organized, and they just made it feel very easy.
That's
So
important. Teamwork.
it's all about the team. I mean, listen, I've had the same talent for a long time, yeah,
yeah.
and I believe the difference now is basically the team I've got around me. I've I know I've been in the game long enough where I can see who's good for the team, and everyone's a heap of potential, and especially when you're starting like new startup businesses, you have to find the right people, and sometimes it's hard, but
For sure.
that's one of my skills, like recruiting and seeing talent. So I
You're
would
elite
say
in that.
we finally got a proper team to move things along, and it's a blessing to be working with the people that we are working with over at Drago and Castle. So shout out to my guys.
And shout out them, man. That's important, having the right team, and having people that are besides you that even think amazing for you. You know what I mean? Because that'll take you a long way. That people need to understand. This is also important that I know that you do and see that you do is you have a vision board, and you're like literally the master of manifestation, because like literally we were talking about this literally weeks before this happened, and like you always say you think it, you see it, and you obtain it. Can you explain like the importance of that for your career, like because people need to understand that part, like being the master of manifestation yourself, because you are literally the person I think that is the best to do that is you, because everything you say, it happens.
Well, I believe that it happens like that for most people, but I believe that there are so many things around you that make you doubt yourself.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and for me, I am extremely hard on myself, right? So my way of thought and thinking is I'm going to be 10 times and 100 times as hard on myself as anybody else could be. Like, we come up with London, so we come up, my mother's hard on me, my father's like, well, pretty much everybody in my family is like, London, he's like, yo, you're never going to be a singer. You're never going to do it. He said, so you might as well come out here and get this money with me. So it's like, he's like, you're going to be a singer? Like, everybody moves to LA to be a singer. You ain't going to be no fucking
for
singer.
real.
That's what he said. So, I take that as, it makes me work harder, because it's like, I love to prove people wrong. So,
Yeah.
so my thing is relentless determination to your goal. Even if you get thrown off, you have to have the ability to pull yourself back on track. I mean, there's so many distractions. You got, women everywhere.
Women, that's
you got
another. Yeah, that's
drugs.
true.
You got parties. You got,
Yeah.
there's so many different things going on, and you really have to have the ability to just lock back in, which is why a brotherhood of a team to hold you accountable. Some guys get money and they want people who want a bunch of yes men around them. But when you're the top guy who knows everything and you're the only one thinking, then it's very hard for someone else to pull you back on track, because you are the only one who would say so. All right, and then everyone's scared to say anything because they don't want to lose resources or getting thrown out, nothing like that.
Yeah.
I don't operate like that. I operate as though like I'm just good at what I do. Everybody, if you be great at what you do, if everybody be great at what we do, I might just be the one closer to open the door, right? So if I open the door, and you need to be ready to do X, Y, Z, because we need everybody on. Because
Literally,
if everybody's on, then it's like, you might get the yard. They say, oh, we can all put in. We can just do great things. We can make more of an impact on the world. Like we can create our own world, because money makes power. Is power, and to have money, which you can create your own world, and you don't have to put yourself into a world that isn't for you. Well, so I think people want to scale very fast, and when you have that impatience and you want to scale very fast, you make yourself vulnerable to certain temptations. You might take a deal that might not be the best for you.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there's got to be, for me, because I've worked so hard.
You worked
I worked so hard to
I was there, seated.
Yeah, well, because I've worked so hard, I'm so extremely hard myself. I'm like, listen, I checked all of my shit. So if you do say something, I'll hear it. But most of the time, it's a preference thing. All right, you don't like what I'm doing, you can't say it's shitty, or you don't like what I have. You can't say it's a terrible outfit. It might not be your taste, right?
Yeah.
And as long as I make sure that my music is of high quality, my videos, my photos, and anybody, if in any business you're doing, if you just make sure that your stuff is high quality,
Definitely.
That's certain. You cannot argue with quality.
No.
So I pay
Quality
more,
over quantity.
yeah, all the time. I'll take 5-10 quality homies over 100 fake low quality friends.
For real, yeah.
Get me? Because who really gives a damn about you anyway?
Yeah. Yeah. No, for real. That's what you said about the podcast. The quality needs to be good. Shout out Drago, supporting small businesses. You always been
My thing is
type.
this: most big businesses wants a small business, and uh, what gets you to be a big business is the quality of your business. So if have a business and you need to look at your competitors, you really need to. I mean, are you doing it to just? I don't do anything to be mediocre. Anything I do, I want to be very good at it, one of the best at it. At least strive, even if I'm not the best. At least you could do is end up in the top percentage of what you're doing,
Yeah,
and
sure.
that way it gives you a better chance of life. You know, if you choose a low quality friends, low quality lover, low quality
That's big.
food,
That's big.
low quality apartment. All right, you heighten the chances of yourself getting robbed for your chain or whatever, or somebody might come upon you on a bad day. You don't hang dangling steaks over hungry people,
Wolves,
hungry
yeah.
wolves. You get me? So it's like, you know,
Yeah, that's real.
when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
You know?
That's real.
So I've never been the stunting type.
Yeah, you're always humble. You're definitely humble and down to earth. That's what we was talking about earlier. You because people change when they get these, because you Coldplay doing, on stage with them, and then having venues, traveling around the world and having these opportunities, you still are the same person, down to earth. Like, literally still, I'm not saying this over the podcast, like, still the same person. Like, not like, just because people change. And, we were in LA, and, the what was it, the Hollywood party? You remember? Like, people, like, literally change. But you always stay, like, super cool and talk to people, and, you treat, like, the janitor like he's, like, the superstar.
Yeah, because
And I look up to you, like, on that. Real talk.
I mean, I think it's this. It's your money is what you have. Your job is what you do. It doesn't make who you are, right?
Yeah.
So I'm only as good of a person as I make myself to be. So for me, I'm just old fashioned like that. I've hung around many rich people.
Yeah.
And I've hung around so many rich people where I was just like, yeah, I don't like this person. I don't care how much money this person has.
Yeah.
This person is not disciplined. This person is nothing. I will look and I say, when I do get rich, I don't want to be this guy. Mm-hmm. So I've seen so many cases of like, well, all right, I've seen people be terrible to their cleaning ladies or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, yo, you have all this money, this person might have to go back to, whatever their life is. Maybe they have low funds and they have 4 kids to feed or whatever the case may be. So I don't want to contribute to someone's bad day, and I really just genuinely want the best for everyone. So because I believe that there's enough here for everybody. So I just want, if I can help somebody get closer to their goal, I believe, and I don't want anything from it. It's just, that's the least I can do for God blessing me with, my brain, my talents, whatever people feel as though I'm blessed with. I've been blessed with it. So, and I know everybody doesn't have the same tools. People with more tools than me and whatnot. And I believe kindness goes a long way. Yeah, I think being kind to people, and giving respect to where it's due. I give the respect that's given. If you are, I am Aries, so
shout out to Aries.
If you are a disrespectful person, or if you are a bully,
we don't like the bullies.
I will disrespect the disrespectful person
for sure
more than they can handle. I will bully the bully more than they can handle, because it's just, it's like, it's people. We're people. You get at the end of the day. And
literally.
I just so happen to sing and stuff and do what I do, but that doesn't make me a better person. What makes me a better person is how I treat people. I'm how I'm honest. I'm respect. How I don't betray my people. I stay solid. I pay people back. I want to do things where it's like, if I get influence, I don't want to use my influence just to fuck a bunch of girls, or just to you know, be the only one with food and be the only one with cars. Like it's like I want to use my influence to actually help the world because I believe we all see that the world is in a terrible place, and if I'm able to get to a position of influence, I just want to do my part of the best I can to help us progress in a better direction instead of like help the world decay.
Literally, and you definitely doing that, man. 'Cause you definitely, motivated me and it made my brain think different and more positive, and you motivated me. No, literally, no cap.
I mean, we're here.
Literally.
I go off tour. You finally made the stuff happen.
Yeah, you did.
So
you did.
at this point, bro, I've realized. Yeah,
That's true. I told you.
I've realized that me talking about it ain't nothing. So I've stopped talking. I used to tell everybody my plans. Because I get excited and I believe that everyone wants to see me win, but that's just not the case. Yeah. If you are more disciplined than someone, right, and you get in that gym and you lock in that person, and especially with all the frequencies and stuff going around and stuff like that,
it's real.
And
Energy.
the food and everything, people are just vibrating at a low vibrations and frequencies right now. And you might go to the gym, you might be working hard, and it's just like, you must be on steroids. You doing this, or you're full of yourself.
Yeah.
And it's just like you can never fully make anybody happy.
No, you can't.
So one thing that I've always been is very, I don't care what anybody thinks of me. It's like I'm the one that has to go home. I'm the one who has to eat the food that I eat.
Literally,
I have to go lay with whatever woman I'm laying with at the end of the night.
Yeah.
I gotta go do whatever. So if I control that, and I gotta remove the power from everybody else to control my life. So that's why I do what I do. But to each his own. Shout out to all the janitors out there.
Hey, this is sauce.
Actually, my pops was a janitor at one point.
For real?
Yeah, after the football, he was a janitor at a school. He would take me to school with him. That's why I met Isaac Bruce. Shout out to Isaac Bruce. Yeah, when I was younger. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Flip with all the girlies at his school. She used to date this girl named Nicole.
Yeah,
she was like 2'8". She was like 2 grades above me. Can never find that girl, but Maplewood. I forgot the class.
You probably go watch this.
I give up.
about the relationships too, because we were talking about the relationships.
Right.
How because it's very, very important. How do you know to choose the right woman to be around, and in this, now that this generation is a lot different, these females are different, it's different.
Well, I'm a solution-based individual, right? And I love myself a lot.
That's number one. That's super important.
So when you have self-love, you don't do things that are self-hating. Like to be in an abusive, toxic relationship with somebody who's taking on your piece and not giving you anything, that's a form of self-hate. Man. To be around to put the wrong food in your mouth, something that some people look at the back of it and they say, oh, it's basically poison, but whatever, we all gotta die someday. Yeah. That's a form of self-hate.
That's what they
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my thing is, it's like I just pay attention to I go into it like with the mind of a business. I say if women are spoiled heavily, if she's the unspoiled girl, right?
Yeah.
And she comes very modest, then you spoil her.
Yeah.
You get me? Because obviously she's been this type of talk. If you find out that type of character in a beautiful woman today, then it's like, okay, you earned it. Like, I do believe that women should be cherished. Certain type of women, not all women. Yeah. Certain type of people in general, who's maintained good values, who's maintained being a good person, a reciprocative person. Yeah. They should be cherished because they're a rarity in the world today. So
definitely.
Yeah.
What if some, like, for you, like, because I consider you because I know this is like it may seem cliche, it may seem like this word be thrown around a lot, but I consider you a very high value man because the things you do and how your mindset and how you overcome challenges and stuff. But what if someone doesn't really see that your value?
Then you must leave. You must leave. You must leave. You must leave because um I go where I'm celebrated, not appreciated.
Yeah,
Every
that's
time
true.
I've stayed in situations where I wasn't appreciated, you have to learn from your mistakes. Many people have, they've gotten their money taken or they went on bad dates. For some odd reason, the self-hate kicks in and they're on the same dates with the same type of people and they're taking the same L's all over again. How my mind works is, okay, you got me this time. All right, I'm looking out for that now.
You got me.
You got me. You got me. If I go again, there's been times where they've got me.
Yeah.
Second time, it's like, why the fuck did I know better? I know better. But regardless, you know better. And at some point, you have to be able to turn it off and be like, you know what? You're not gonna get me again.
No.
So it's like, boom, you come here and you invite. Have I bought a whole group of girls drinks before? Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Has any of that ever worked out for me? No. Mm-hmm. Hasn't. Yeah. So when I look at it, I'm like, all right, this doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So the next time they come over, you're not gonna buy all my girls drinks. No. So, and I feel as though it's always harder to leave a situation when someone's invested. As men, we invest most of the time, right? Mm-hmm. Which is why it's easy for women to leave you. As I was coming up, you have to make the woman who never invests. This is my method. She has to invest in the creation of your kingdom. Mm-hmm. She has to invest in it, or else, if you want to wait at the finish line, you can wait at the finish line.
That's the worst.
But you don't get any say so. You don't get any special privileges. You don't get you don't get any of that stuff. Like, but if you want to, if you see the potential that I see in me, then you'll invest something in it. It doesn't always have to be money. In my case, it has been money at times.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not gonna see me watch me push a car up a hill. And you sit on here on the side and paint your nails and like, come on,
it's crazy work.
There has to be some form of investment. And I found out through my time, when people are invested, it's harder to leave. Mm-hmm. So you need to make sure that whoever is your partner is invested in some way in your vision as you are, or else you're just going to get mooched on and left. And there's some rich dudes who don't care, it's easier to go that way. But it's not me because that's not how I get to where I'm trying to get to. That's not how I become rich. If I'm just around a bunch of people that's mooching on me, it's like we all have to invest. We all have to sweat. We all have to put sweat equity into this because if you make it here and whichever one of us pops first, because of how our code is and our character between our whole crew, mm-hmm. you have to have this same crew, the same goal. And once you're there, then you're able to look at the people next to you. All right, he got on, and because he's one of us, he's going to make sure he puts the next person on. If I get on, because I know that they know I'm one of them, it's like, all right, boom, 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 boom. Yeah. And the people around us, we all have something to contribute.
That's what I was just telling bro.
And your woman has to also have something to contribute. Mm. And if you look at Beverly Hills Housewives, it's always very, very beautiful women. It's always very beautiful women. And I think a lot of men need that super beautiful woman because we all love beautiful women, but
of course,
a lot of men need that extra validation because there's something that they don't have in themselves that's allowing them to just be. We don't normally. I don't do that. Like I've had beautiful women. I've had sevens as as girlfriend. I mean, I for my girlfriend, I like a certain type of look, but you might be a 7 or no. Everybody's not a 10.
No.
Everybody's not 10. And sometimes in the look department, or whatever the case may be. But sometimes you could be looking at 7, but your that personality, the way you know she that respect, the manners, the dressing, the cooking, the how she inspires you. You're 11, you're
out of this world.
You know what I'm saying? You're out of this world.
Literally.
So once men stop dating only for looks only, because we, no matter what, we dictate the dating market always, you know, because the top men do, because all the women are gonna look like what they believe the top men, they're gonna act how the top men lets them act. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And more people need to strive to be better. We need more of the real ones rising to the top. And I believe in this time right now in the world, I'm seeing a shift. I don't know if you're feeling the shift.
I definitely feel the shift.
I feel like the real ones who've waited their time and really, you know, been growing as a person, because God will give it to you when you're ready. And when you're ready, that's when you'll receive your blessings. You could do everything right in the book, financially and everything, you know. But if you're on a certain type of journey, like, okay, you're ready, boom, drop the kingdom on you and whatnot. And yeah.
That's why you stay ready, so you gotta get ready. You know what I mean? You was the first passport bros. You was
no liabilities.
Yeah, only assets.
Only assets. I don't care if you're rich. We do not. We don't coerce bratty behavior.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
Women think it's cute to be brats.
I don't know why.
Some dudes think it's cute to be douches.
Douche bags.
I'm just like,
it's not cool.
No.
Like, that's not attractive. I
don't care how much money you have. Like,
yeah.
If you're the person on the other side of the wall, you check the rich person. You have to be scared. It's got to be something in you that says, you know what, crash and burn. If I never blow, I said it in one of my songs.
Yeah.
If I never blow, I did it to myself.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with that. I want it my way. I don't want it at all. I'm ready to crash and burn, but I don't want it.
Yeah, that's real.
That's
that's that Sigma code.
Definitely. I got the course coming for you guys, Sigma code, you know, men's membership brotherhood worldwide. And get ready. Coming to you this winter or top of next year. We're working hard to get the courses and everything ready for you guys, but best believe we're going to unite the brotherhood worldwide, and we're going to change the world for a better place.
Man, you doing it 1% better every day. I'm telling you, we here. That's what I'm saying.
Don't stop.
It don't. Literally, you a true definition of that, because you
too. You came out there to LA and you look at the boy Iceman. Come in here. One of the only people who got me something for my birthday. Yeah, it's true. Or whatever. True. So like, you know, you.
That's real.
You one of us. Yeah.
That's one of. Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we come from different type of training. So what I'm seeing in the world is it's just a lack of information and a lack of training. You know, so which is why you get that team.
Avengers.
And a lot of people just, out by themselves. They don't know no better. They don't know no better. So what you got? What I do is I put the Avengers down, where it's like you got 7 dudes, and all their girls are feminine, nice, sweet, helpful. You like, damn, I like what they got going on.
Sure.
I love that energy. Like, what's going on? And then they come over there and they're like, what's this all about? Mm-hmm. Like. Oh, you guys, man, you guys look cool. Yeah. And then, we all looking, you want to be one of us, you're going to have to get trained, brother. You gotta go through the training.
The boot camp.
I don't care how much money you have.
Yeah.
You have to go through the training.
For sure. But like you said, it got to be in you, you know what I mean? Like, also that's the most important part, because a lot of people, you know what I mean, like us.
You have to ostracize the people who ostracize you. It's like, you can't ostracize me because I am the cool kid.
Yeah. You said propaganda type.
My team is ostracized, meaning, they make you feel like the outsider, or they send you away type of thing where it's like, no, you can't hang with us. No, I never wanted to hang with you guys because nothing you guys got going on. I don't care how many mansions you have, it's not going on. And when they see us, we could be in a smaller house, a smaller mansion, and they see us having a better time. They see people dancing, they see people smelling good, fly and stuff like that. Like, you need to render money obsolete, and you make character the new, and energy the new currency, which is happening as we speak.
And you did say that the other day too, like a couple of weeks ago. I remember that you said that make the energy the new currency.
Exactly.
Because that's like it's more. Some things are more valuable than money. You know, the tangible stuff, and then that's like relationships. Take us a long way.
Get money. Simple. Devise a plan to get money.
Literally.
You want to be rich? How much money do you want? You want $10 million? Set goals and be relentless at getting $10 million. And if you want to be do $10 million and sell your booty hole to do $10 million, that you can take the elevator. If you want to do it the hard way, you say, you know what? No, my dignity is more important. Then you work hard, and it's going to be longer. It's going to be harder. It's like, hey, it's going to be a grueling process. But whatever path you choose, don't complain about it. Talk your shit. Yeah, I complain sometimes, but it's I'm not going to quit. I've thought about quitting.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Have you ever thought about just quitting?
All the time.
Yeah. Most successful people say that, though. And, like, you see how, like, literally now you hit the stage, bro, Coldplay just, like, that would
have never happened if I quit.
Damn.
So it's like.
That's proof in the pudding. Like, he's dropping sauce right now. Like, and you've been doing this for a cool minute. And I know, I've
had situations get sabotaged.
Literally. Yeah. We was on the phone the other day, and we were talking about that, like how, like going through stuff, like we went through so much, and the ups and downs and like the bumps and bruises. This stuff's come with it, like you know what I mean. And you can hear it through the music too. Like that's what makes the music so well. The art so well.
Well, my thing is I always want to be a better artist. I always want to figure out a way to do my part. Because when I come out in the world and I see X, Y, Z, I'm like, how can I, keep going? And quit. My pops used to tell me, quitters never win and winners never quit, which I believe is true.
Facts.
And so I just keep going. I'm like, I done already put too much work in now. I have a retirement plan. Yeah. And if things don't go proper the way, I have go do my James Bond Island Man thing.
You did say that.
Yeah. I'll go get the house on the wall. I'm coming out the wall with the fish.
Yeah.
Have the whatever the island girl in the spot, but yeah.
That's that make that money online.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta keep going, bro. That's what you do.
Keep going.
Keep going.
That's it. The motion don't ever stop. I always tell people on this too, if you 40, 50, 60, whatever, keep going. Like just keep going.
You only lose when you quit.
Literally. Yeah. We doing it. I say we doing it right now.
These girls are on 50, 60-year-old dudes' boats anyway. So it's like you got time. Keep going.
They really are though.
Yeah. And we're living in a different era.
Literally. That's what we said. How do you take this transition, the different transition with the streaming, the Twitch?
Hold on, back to that about the songs. We were talking about the songs before you hear that. About the music, I was talking about, moving. I've recently started making more music into like saying things, like what did I say? Can't hang. I said something about like no time to hang, like stuff like that, where you're saying the actual things of what you're doing, like hanging on a string, and just different. Don't pick up the phone, or don't go to sleep, just like the different stuff where there's remember Bumblebee was talking through the radio in Transformers. Yeah. So I believe that there's a song for every mood in your life. So my new way of writing is to make a song for every feeling and every mood that I'm in, so people can always have something to relate to and listen to and be uplifted or whatever. You know, you want to have sex, I'll make sex music, whatever. But you can go to the next thing you were talking about.
Yeah, like that we were talking about the streaming, the Twitch, and the Kick. How do you transition? How do you like transition to this new realm of stuff? You know what I mean? Because I know back in the day it was a little bit different.
Right.
And now it's like
Yeah, they make it very hard to be mysterious now. And
Yeah.
me, I'm already a very private person, and I don't like to be seen a lot.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, but I mean the networking that I've done.
Boom, yeah.
The network.
You did say that networking is the most important.
Yeah, I mean I've had to be out when I didn't want to be out. There's many times I don't want to be out most of the time, but it's like that's one of my skills. I believe whatever your strong suit is, you need to do more of that. My strong suit is network. Most of the Coldplay thing came up from me just being out networking and meeting people and just connecting.
Rubbing shoulders with
you got to put yourself out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you're not going to put yourself out there, which coincides with the streaming thing, I don't like sitting in front of cameras all day. I don't, I've never been too good outside of music videos behind cameras or whatnot, and expressing myself. But I understand, as technology goes and things go, you have to adapt some form of way, or you're gonna be left behind. Content is king right now.
Literally,
a lot of artists that got in 10 years ago, they've already have established fan bases, so they don't have to be seen as much. They don't have to do the stuff. If you're popping off, around this time, and there's so much saturation in every industry really at this point that you have to put yourself out there in some way, form. I can never keep up with a streamer, or I can never stream as much as Kai. What he does is, and DDJ, they're truly special at what they do,
literally,
and
I think you could do it.
I mean, I have the lifestyle too, but I don't have the social battery or the energy to continue to do that stuff. But shout out to all the streamers out there. You guys doing your thing. Me personally, I couldn't do it like full time. I believe that I can have moments where, because I'm 50% introverted, 50%. We're turning up. We're on a stream. We're gonna go out and we're gonna take London, or we're gonna go out. We're gonna take Amsterdam. We're gonna take Dubai, whatever, and we go out and we have a good time. But for the most part, I can't do it.
Yeah, because did that battery die?
No, it's starting to overheat, so I cut it so I didn't chop the clip.
Oh, okay. But it's still recording? Yeah, but what's it called? Because we're talking about the
we will be streaming. I will be streaming Fashion Week for Europe this year. So Europe Fashion Week for the debut and the launch of Castle.
Passport, bro.
Yeah. Passport Bros. We're out here, and we will be doing official releases for the EP and the fashion line in Europe, London, Paris, Milan, and we will be streaming. So I am excited to show you some behind the scenes of some Fashion Week stuff. I've been going for a couple years now,
and it's crazy.
And it's always crazy stuff. But I believe I really want to show them how we.
Literally, that's why I was like, I had to. We've been talking about this for like a year doing the podcast, but I was like, man, let's do it before things get crazy, because Drago, it's gonna go crazy. It's your time now. It's been your time, but now, it's gonna be crazy, bro. You're not gonna have no time. You're gonna be a superstar.
I've waited to not to have time. So it's cool for me. Bro, I'll have time.
It's crazy.
You have time when you make it,
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You have time. You work, and you just have to make sure that there's no wasted time. Yeah. So the time that you do have, you gotta make sure you can't spend it with whack ass people.
True.
You got
that's true.
You gotta make sure if you got a couple of hours to yourself, you make sure you go spa. You make sure you take that moment to decompress your mind, breathe, meditate. You know,
He giving you sauce right now. How he do
you
it?
having sexy time, baby. You got 2 hours to have some sexy time. You better make sure you got someone who's sexy there to have sexy time with. You don't want to be there having a stressful sexy time. You know, so
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
you know, but it's I'm truly blessed, and I am extremely happy with the progress recently in life, but I know that there's more work to do. I know that I have to make this next phase blow up. I can't just sit around and just wait for a moment or whatever. So you know, if it's gonna go crazy, we have to make it go crazy.
Literally. So. Yeah, and this is the perfect time to, man, I'm telling you, keep it in motion while the world is going crazy. That's that.
I mean, look, when you look at the world, you got two options. Either you're rich enough to build a bunker, you're rich enough to have all the supplies to build yourself in the perfect spot and so you can survive the nukes or whatever, or if you're in a major city and things are going crazy, you better have contingency plans. You better have food. You better have water. You better have ammo. You better have, you better have supplies and stuff like that. You better have maps. You better have a route to get X, Y, Z. So I just say, as long as, like you say, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So whatever you are in life, just make sure you have plan A, B, and C, and you have contingency plans. It's no need for me to watch the news every day. I already know they're gonna, the electricity can go out one day. So you better have. All right, well, I knew this. You knew a food shortage could come. All right, you better have some 6 months to a year food ready for you. Oh, I knew it was gonna be a water. No water. But I have water stacked up. Oh, I knew. Silver unrest. Oh, what happens in silver unrest? They throw gas and they have gas masks. All right, but have your gas mask. Yeah. That's my method. I just get ready for whatever. I can't control what happens in the world.
Yeah.
All I can do is
control what you do.
Control what I do when shit happens.
Literally. Yeah. This was perfect, man. This is amazing. Like I said, we got good. We got some good work.
Thanks for having me on or whatnot. And
this ain't the last time. When we in the mega mansion and doing the thing, we're gonna have a better setup. Of course, this is an amazing setup, but that at least we got it knocked out before you blew up like times 10. Even though you know what I mean.
You too, bro. You're gonna do great things or whatnot. I mean, like I said, as long as you stay relentlessly fucking dedicated to whatever you're doing, and no matter what, just stick to the plan. Whatever you got a plan, stick to it, and set you a couple goals for the year. Try to knock out down as many of those goals as you can. If you can't, move it to the next year, but get it done anyway.
Man, yeah, man. Please, like I said, man. Please, man. Follow I put the Instagram and you know what I mean right here on the posted in this snap. Follow my guy, man. Follow my big bro. Follow his journey. Listen to his music. It's all pure. It's love. It'll motivate you. It'll higher your vibrations. It's all facts, man. And I'm the person to witness this. This legendary, iconic journey. And it's all facts, man. I'm telling you. So make sure you don't take this for a grain of salt, man. Take it, soak it all in, man, because this high level game will just take you so far, man. Big bro, Drago, you're amazing, man.
You too, bro.
You're legendary. This is legendary, man. But we're gonna
shout out to you, man. Shout out to my cousin, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, big time.
Big time, man.
Big time things.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like. Make sure you tell a friend. We're going to keep this motion going. We're going to keep this marathon going like we always do, man. Drago Talk.
Shout out to my guys.
Episode 45, man. It's always a treat when players meet. Podcast. Starring your host, Prince the P. He's out like Kanye.
P.
And we out.